Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
The fuck is good? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to It Is What It Is. Today's show is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. They're my motherfucking niggas. Now, y'all know the app's available in over 30 states. New York, Texas, Cali, Florida, just to name a few. Now, make sure you download the app and they'll match your deposit up to $100. Now, listen, my name is Killer Cameron, KFC, King Jaffe Joe, or you may know me as Spacely Sprockets. And I'm joined today by my motherfucking nigga, Murder Mase Mussolini. You may know him as M.A$E or just Mason Beta. Murder, what's up, nigga?
Killer was good,
You like
nigga.
that intro, right? Yeah, nigga, I might got to start doing the intro, nigga. I do shit like we at MMA, WWE, one of them joints, man. My shit is spicy. Yeah. I'm doing the intro stat. Even when stat comes back, I'm doing the intro for them. My shit too spicy. Underdog gonna love that. They gonna love that.
Your joint too spicy is
Perfect.
crazy early in the morning.
You know, it's perfect.
Killer.
Perfect. That was perfect. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Perfect. No. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Your joint is way too spicy.
It's fine. Murder, it is fine. It is
no. I'm just asking you a question. Why you starting off like that?
You're right. I'm out of pocket. I'm
on your team.
No, you're right. I'm way out of pocket. I'm totally out of pocket. I just was going to read something that a fan has sent me actually today. So let me see which phone I put it in. Because I was kind of confused by this myself a little bit.
Kim, why you can't be accountable for your own
words? I said
words,
it was crazy. I said it was crazy.
Why you get mad at me?
I said
you said you're spicy.
I
That's
said it's crazy, Murder. I'm agreeing with you.
Let's do the show, Cam.
We're doing the show. So I just wanted to ask, because Jay Rhino wants to know on the song, what song is this? It says, "I Need to Be." This is the song.
Yeah.
He says he still has no idea why you said, "I get down and dirty and lick ice down my butt cheeks." This is the song, "I Need to Be," written by you. You say you get down and dirty and lick ice down my butt cheeks. What is that, Murder? Spicy?
Yeah,
ice down your butt cheeks? What you mean ice down your butt cheeks? I said, I'll definitely ask him. I'm just telling you, this is a DM right here. This is an actual DM, Murder. I'm not making this up. He wanted to know what you saw. I was trying to take care of business. I was not going to bring this up. This was earlier. So now that
why would a man want to know that? That's crazy.
I don't know, but you know the problem is this, Murder. That's an album that sold 5 million records, so it wasn't only females listening to that album. I'm pretty sure males was listening to that, and when they heard it, they said, "What does he mean ice down his butt cheeks?" We want to be accountable. I'm accountable for spicy. What is you talking about, bro? What are you ice down your, yo, you got to realize that album probably like at 5.9 million sales right now. It's not, I know you had a lot of female buyers, but it's still, it's about 2.8 million niggas that want to know why you said that. Could you like to elaborate or you want to move on?
Yeah, Killer, I don't even remember.
All right. The song is "I Need to Be." He told me the song and everything. That's what he said. He said the song is "I Need to Be." Well, maybe we'll revisit it at another time. So you can think about it. All right, look, let's start the show off, everybody. Look, the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson, or should I say the former Golden State Warrior, Klay Thompson, has opted out his deal It looked like the ship has sailed. It's not definite where he's going yet, or even if he'll return to Golden State. What do you think is going on, Mase, with Klay opting out of his deal with the Golden State Warriors? What do you think next for him?
Normally when somebody opt out, they're opting out to see the other things that they could do. But pending the lifestyle he loves and pending the year that he just had, this is not one of those cases. He's definitely shopping around to see where his next team is going to be, and it probably most likely won't be Golden State because I know they got rid of one of their players. I don't want to say his name for the story of later on in the show, but they are making cap space. But I don't think that's where he's going to end up. He has to get a new place to play because even with the moving players, he's not that player anymore. He needs a new environment. He was shooting 41.3 as a career from three. He shot 38% of threes last season, so his percentage has definitely gone down. But it was the times when he was bad, he was really bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a off game. He had off spurts, pause, when it just looked like he wasn't the same player, and he never redeemed himself this year. So when it comes down to Klay Thompson, I truly believe that he's on a move. I know he prioritized the Bay Area, and his family has prioritized the Bay Area. But like they say, all good things come to an end. And I think this is one of those places. I wish, and I know there's some rumors out there that he will stay in the Los Angeles area for the most part, if there's any way he can. He got a dad that played up at the Lakers, and that would be, a decent fit for him, a good fit for him. And you got the Clippers that are expected to make a run at him. So I think he's definitely on the run because he got too many options to stay in Los Angeles. And originally he's not from Golden State. He's from California. And when I say that, I mean Los Angeles. So he got two other options in Los Angeles, and he's definitely looking for a better role. And just coming off the bench, I don't think he ends his career coming off the bench. And if he stay at Golden State, that is a very great chance that he will end up being like that.
This has been bad between Klay Thompson and Golden State for it's about a year now. Klay wanted to get this deal done a year ago. It didn't happen. And we're in the new age technology. When you're mad at somebody, you unfollow them or you block them or whatever. And when Klay unfollowed the Golden State Warriors on IG, I knew shit was going bad straight since then. I really believe this is why Bob Myers left. Because he's seen this coming down the road, and he really is attached to these players that he helped draft. When I say help draft, and not just draft, bring to the Golden State Warriors, whether it's Iguodala, whether it's Kevin Durant, whether it's Steph Curry, whether it's Draymond Green, and including Klay Thompson. He knew this day would come, and he didn't want to be there when this day came. Dunleavy, who's the GM now, he's just there to do his job. He has no emotional attachment to any of these players. His obligation is to ownership and make sure that the owners win another championship. I wish he stayed with Golden State, but from all indications, Klay feels disrespected. Klay feels like he isn't getting treated the way he deserves to get treated. And he feels that he helped them win 4 championships, go to 6, and he should be treated better than what he is. Before I move on to any other stats, my personal opinion is this. This is the best example of what have you done for me lately? This is the best example is business. Thank you, but we're not paying you for what you've done. We're paying you for what you can do. And I think Klay Thompson has that confused when it comes to the Golden State Warriors. That's just my personal opinion. I get it. I understand you came off 2 major surgeries, 2 major injuries. You came back to help them win a championship after those 2 injuries. But last year, I'm not sure if he had the terrible year that he had because his mind wasn't there, because they didn't get this contract done, or he just played poorly. Either or, it isn't going to get him the money that he wants. Now back to the basketball portion. That was just my message to Klay Thompson saying, it's what you've done for me lately, league. They're not paying you on the past, they're paying you on the present and the future. And that's just how I go. You found that out last summer and for the last year trying to get this deal done. Now, reports are having it that LeBron James has called Klay Thompson to come to the Lakers. Now, listen, if LeBron wants to make this deal work financially, LeBron, for Klay to get to the Lakers, will have to take almost a $25 million pay cut. I'm not taking a $25 million pay cut for Klay Thompson. I'm just not doing that because that's for Klay Thompson. Now, mind you, even if he takes a $25 million pay cut, that's for Klay to get the mid-player exception, which will only be $13 million. And who says Klay only wants $13 million? This may be one of his last contracts coming up. He's 33, 34 years old. If he gets a 3-4 year deal, we don't know what Klay Thompson's going to look like in the next 4 years. I'm not taking a $25 million pay cut for Klay Thompson. Now, LeBron has been on the record saying via Rich Paul that he's willing to take a pay cut to help the Lakers out to bring another superstar player there. I'm not taking $25 million because LeBron is expected, if he takes the max, to make over $53 million a year or close to $53 million, something like that. When you live in Los Angeles, $53 million turns into about $20 million after every damn tax they could take from you. They take state tax. They take work tax. They tax the fucking tooth fairy tax. You slept too late tax. Every fucking tax in LA. So when you're saying $50 million, it's not $50 million. And I take that into consideration because they're like, oh, LeBron's a billionaire. He can afford to do it. Stop counting my fucking pockets if I'm LeBron. Stop. Don't worry about that. I really believe if I had to guess, now he's going to talk to the Clippers, he's going to talk to the Lakers, and he's going to talk to Dallas. It's another team he's going to talk to. I believe the Sixers, if I'm not mistaken. My personal opinion is Klay goes to Dallas or he stays in Golden State. If Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry can convince him and they just clear some cap space and they can make it work and say, fuck Dunleavy, I need you here, then I think that's another story. But those are the two teams that I think he'll go to. I don't know this for a fact. I don't have any inside information on this. Just purely my opinion. Dallas or he stays home. I don't think that he'll go to the Lakers because it's not going to be, unless LeBron's willing to give up that money, and that'd be fucking generous to him. Or the Clippers. The Clippers are a mess right now. That's not going to be anywhere that's going to win a championship, me personally, my opinion. So we'll see what happens in the days to come. What else do you have to say about it, Murder?
Yeah, I think he can't even consider, he definitely have to consider the Dallas Mavericks also, because when you think about Golden State, they don't seem like they checking for him no more. I think he could be very right in being doubtful about their decisions to move forward. They're definitely probably trying to make some trades. You know how they are up there in Golden State. And if that doesn't go through, they act like they wanted him the whole time. But right now, if they can get somebody else, if they would have been able to get, poor George or anybody else, they were definitely not trying to honor what they've been through in the past. And I think that's a real hurtful time and a hurtful scenario for him, because he definitely want to try to keep that core together. But I recognize once the front office start getting shysty in that way, nobody is safe. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to move Draymond too at some point, because once you start breaking up that original nucleus, you're gonna have to make the other plays as well. The only person that's not movable is Stephen Curry at this point. So everything else is expendable and everything else, is movable. That's just where it is right now. And it's sad to say that, but like you said, it's what have you done lately? So you got to do some more things, pause.
What do you think outside of, and let me ask this correctly, besides Mike Dunleavy Jr., the GM, who do you think Klay is mad at Golden State besides him? Ownership?
Steve Kerr.
You think he's mad at Steve Kerr as well? Okay.
Definitely mad at Steve Kerr, because Steve Kerr's voice would have to hold a lot of weight in that organization. he's definitely in the play when it comes to who they bring in, who they send out. So if Steve Kerr is like, we got to pay Klay, I think Klay gets paid, just like they made sure Steph get paid as they should. But then they made sure that what's his name got
Draymond?
traded? Jordan Poole.
Okay.
Jordan Poole made sure Jordan Poole got traded so Draymond could get his money. So if you took care of Steph and you took care of Draymond, why would you not take care of Klay? If that's the mindset. But
Gotcha.
once Bob Meyer goes, it's like, wait a minute, this is a new team, this is a new direction. And like you said about Phoenix, I ain't pick all these niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't pick this team to keep it as is. I picked this team to continue the legacy and to put my fingerprint, pause, or whatever it is on that, so you can make sure that this team begin to be fruitful for the future. And right now, there'll be moral points in keeping Klay, but I'm not sure if that would transition into a championship. I couldn't say that right now. The West has gotten too young, and because it's gotten too young, you got to start infusing new players and look forward towards the future. No disrespect to any of the former superstars or even present superstars that have been there over 10 years. It's just a new day, and you got to start adding in some new players.
Why is it no disrespect?
Because these guys has done so much. Like Klay Thompson has done so much. I mean, you begin to say a portion of how much his career is decorated. He has some superstar moment. He has some alien moments in the league where he has 70. You know, just things that you can't erase. But that's not what he has done lately. So when you have such a jacket like that and you got a history of all these great things you've done, sometimes it sounds crazy to talk about. We're talking about giving this guy 20 million or whatever it is that he's asking for. That's probably not that crazy. And they could do it if they wanted to do it, but they don't want to do it. And I think sometimes the longer you talk, it comes down to that. Yo, I really don't want to do that. I know that's what you're asking, but that's not what I want to do. And that's what makes it disrespectful, because when you recognize you've done so much for this team, you played with injuries, you played through certain things, and now it's their turn to reciprocate that same love and that same adoration. They just don't do it.
It's a
And they
great.
hardly ever.
No, I'm saying that's a great point. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, they hardly ever do it. I can name on one hand, pause, the people that they have done it for, whether it was Iverson when they brought him back, or just we can name on one hand the people who that's been done for, even though they've given so much to the city. I think Dominique Wilkins, and you see how far of a time span that is. I jumped from pause Allen Iverson to Dominique Wilkins, because that's how far
Kevin
that
Garnett.
goes. Yeah, Kevin Garnett. Yeah, but these are like
No, what you said
years.
is no, and what you said, one hand. You're right. Probably one hand that you could probably
Yeah,
count these players.
like Kevin Garnett. They didn't do it for T Mac. They Orlando ain't bring them back. Who
Yep.
they put Jim Jackson on commentating. They didn't bring Jim Jackson. There's people who had like great careers at places that they didn't bring them back and give them what they really should have given them.
Yep, that's a great point. Klay Thompson is also, like Mase said, at 70 points in 3 quarters. He actually holds the record for 37 points in 1 quarter. So it's going to be sad to see him leave the Golden State Warriors if that does happen. Sticking with the Golden State Warriors waived Chris Paul yesterday as well, clearing up $30 million that they would have to pay him. Golden State had a deadline to pay him, and so they waived him. Chris Paul will be joining the Spurs, which I called, for a 1-year, $11 million deal. Mase, what do you think about Golden State waiving Chris Paul and him joining the San Antonio Spurs?
Um, Actually, Kim, I was the first
Oh my
person to
God,
say that.
forget it. I'm trying to be a host. I'm trying to be the
Yeah,
host. You're
yeah.
not the first person. It's
I
my
mean,
team. It's my team. You're not the
yeah,
first
we're
person.
here for the
Everybody's
truth, man.
tagging me, Murder. Go in the comments on our page, Murder. I'm trying
Yeah,
to be a
you said
host.
that
I'm trying to be
last week.
professional.
You said that last week.
I'm not gonna
Said that
argue with you about
last.
it.
You said that in a month ago. I
I'm not
said
gonna
that
feed
a
it. I'm
year
not gonna
ago.
feed into you, Murder.
Said it a year ago. You
I'm
said
not
it a month ago.
Murder. He wasn't with Golden State a year ago. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna do that
Oh
with you.
my
He
goodness.
wasn't with Golden
Oh,
State last year at this time.
oh my goodness.
He didn't
I
get the
said
good
it
stuff.
like a year ago, killer. Now,
Murder.
Nick,
Let's go to the
I
tape.
need you,
Let's please do.
Nick, I need you to get the tape on this because this is where you make your bucks, Nick.
This is, you
This
know
is where
what's
you make.
sad? You know what's sad? Nick, you know what else we're gonna do? We're gonna go in the comments, and the comments said that Mase would do this. They said they said it in the comments. They said, watch Mase act like he
But kill
called
on
this.
blood shit. I
I'm
did
just,
say this before you. On blood, I
nah,
said this
nah,
before you.
if you say that, I'm gonna go with it because I don't think
Yeah,
that you would make
yeah.
that
On
up.
blood, I said this before you
I
because
don't know.
I said it, and then you came back and said it.
Oh
But
man.
I had already said this when OJ was with us. But that's either here or there. Let's talk about Chris Paul being waived. I ain't gonna lie on blood. You
That's why
know
I'm not even gonna argue with you. Once you said that, I'm not even gonna
that.
argue with you, man.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm not gonna argue with you, and if you say that, I believe you. But what's been going
Yeah.
on lately, Murder, is that you're forgetting a lot of shit. We could do footage of that. You're like actually talking, and then before the
Oh.
sentence is over, you forget what you've been saying. I told you I didn't want to get you checked out yet because I love you. I said I've been getting concerned about this lately, about you forgetting things. So once you
So
say
we
word to
didn't talk.
blood, and listen, when we
We didn't talk about. We talked about him, and we talked about who was that? Russell Westbrook. About both of them being.
hold on real quick. When we say word to blood, we mean my cousin and Mace's former group partner, Bloodshed. We're not
Yeah,
talking about gangs or anything like that. Just to clear that up,
yeah.
because a lot of people will hear that and be like, yo, what they talking about? We're talking about an actual person. So when Mace said that about my cousin, I'm just gonna be quiet. But we do
Oh
have
yeah,
foot.
we was talking about them extending their careers and about how they could extend their careers. But if you go to Chris Paul and you say that he's playing with the Spurs, this would be ideal for him because he'll be able to play. He'll be able to make points. He can get back to being at least a great portion of the Chris Paul that we know. On this team, everything that he does well will be needed on this team. Like even if it comes from floor leadership or talking to people, this is the team he can talk to. This is the team he can draw up the huddle and say, you know what? Hey, I need you to do this, and this will work better for you. You'll have a better career if you do this. These are the type of players there on an entry level to trying to be superstars, and they need to know how the NBA works, what they should be doing day to day, their dieting, their work ethic, all of that. I think he could be an extension of what's his name of Greg Popovich because everything he's gonna be saying, it'll go along with Popovich, and I think that would just be a not a match made in heaven, but close to it because this will get this team into a winning groove. At least somebody who's gonna be playing to win. And sometimes when you got young players that haven't won, they don't know where to start playing like they want to win.
Like I said, Chris Paul going to the Spurs months ago. It was called, like I said, I don't know when Murder said it, but he swore. So I'm going to go with his word.
Mm-hmm.
But all jokes aside, seriously, I think this is a great move. You have an Asian superstar. I don't know if he's a superstar still, but still can run up and down the floor. Still's a floor general. And we've seen the Clippers actually get better when he went to the Clippers with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. They just kept running into Golden State. So that just wasn't going to happen during that era. And I don't know if this makes them even playoff contenders, but it definitely will help Wemby and help Greg Popovich because you're going to have an extension of Greg Popovich on the floor. You're going to have somebody who could tell Wemby where to go on the floor to get his best shots. You're going to have Wemby looking really, really good. So I think this is a great decision on San Antonio to bring Chris Paul over there. Only thing that I don't, or I wish won't happen, is that we talk about it on the show all the time, dealing with younger guys and their personalities, the Gen Z or whatever fucking era we're in now. And Chris Paul's a little older. Chris Paul's 39, going on 40. And it will be 40 next year. And he, to me, I don't know him personally, but sometimes his attitude becomes a little overbearing to the point where we watched in a huddle, he's trying to talk to James Harden and James Harden slaps his hand out his face. He's trying to tell people stuff and they'll just ignore him sometimes. And I think Chris Paul is a great basketball mind. I think he's very knowledgeable. 11, 12-time All-Star, 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA. You're not going to get a better IQ on the floor than Chris Paul. But sometimes it's the delivery. And I think that's something he's going to have to work on, working with Wemby. And I'm not saying Wemby doesn't have tough skin, elephant skin, or anything else, but it's just a younger generation. And sometimes people that's older don't come across as sensitive as these young niggas be liking to be talked to. So I hope that doesn't play a part with him going to San Antonio, because I think this would be really great for Wemby. And not just great for Wemby, it'll be great for Chris Paul as well. The season that he had in San Antonio, in Golden State was terrible. I never thought it would work. They didn't even make the playoffs. Chris Paul is coming off the bench. At least he'll get back in the starting role and will end his career, hopefully, the Chris Paul we know him to be all these years.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting to think about, because his season low. Sometime when your numbers dip like that, you wonder if a person could still play at that other level. So this is gonna be a real opportunity for Chris Paul to show what he has left, because the league moved on this year. I think the league went in a different direction this year. All of the people that we're talking about, even though it's Steph, even though it's LeBron, the league has now taken a step into the future. And when the league start taking a step into the future, certain calls that players used to get, they won't get anymore, because now it's not Steph's league. It's not a LeBron's league. It's a Tatum league. It's a Jaylen Brown league. It's a Ja Morant, not Ja Morant, but you get what I'm saying. It's a Anthony Edwards league. It's a Shea league. It's now them, the guys are gonna be getting the calls. And it's going to be interesting to see when people who used to get the call doesn't get it, and now they give that call to someone else. And so even with him playing out there, he won't get the same calls. So he's going to have to play a little bit harder.
Yeah, not only that, I totally agree with you. A lot of these point guards, and Chris Paul's a traditional point guard, a lot of point guards are very athletic. A lot of the point guards you're going to have to deal with are really, really athletic. The one thing that I will say and give him, and I wasn't there, and neither were you, and none of us, is that even though he's older, you had to play against Steph Curry in practice, and we know when he's on the floor, he doesn't stop. I don't know what they look like against each other in practice, but that's probably the best practice you could get as far as cardio, because Steph Curry runs around all fucking game, and I know that was a headache for him in practice as well. Mase, what do you think about the Clippers move, giving James Harden $70 million for 2 years?
I knew they was gonna pay James Harden. I mean, this is starting to seem like a Compton team, or a LA team that got a bunch of players from LA. I think Paul George is trying to get out of that, but them giving the money to James Harden, they had to pay James Harden. This is why they didn't have the money initially for Paul George, because they was trying to make sure they were prioritizing James over Paul George, because remember the previous years, James, it seemed like Paul George and Kawhi was just playing like they were injured, but they could have been injured. But I'm saying to the public that don't know no better, we we don't sometimes know any better. It just looked like they was both playing this um, low management, and then he just when his contract season he started playing. So when they brought in James Harden was just balling all the way through, and it just made them say, you know what, we have to secure somebody, and they prioritized James Harden over Paul George. And for them to give him the money, I think they had to. They had to. Like we talked about things early in the season, that people treat you right when they have to. People do things when they have to. And when they don't have to, they don't. They normally don't. So it's best for every athlete, just like James Harden, to play at such a high level that they have to do right by you. Because you never want to leave it up to people, just like if you're playing basketball. You never want to leave it up to the refs and then say, they made y'all lose.
I disagree a little bit with that take. I'm not saying that they didn't sign him because Paul George might be on the move. I think that the Clippers played Russian roulette. They tried to bluff Paul George, thinking he's from Cali. You don't want to leave home. You came in here with the same contract as Kawhi Leonard. We just gave him a $153 million 3-year extension. We're going to give you a $153 million 3-year extension. And he said, I want a 4-year deal. I don't want what Kawhi wants. I want 4, not 3, because they were willing to give him the same deal that Kawhi had, but he wants 4 years. And I think that the Clippers was playing a game of chicken and was like, you don't want to leave L.A., nigga. You from L.A., nigga. Fuck out of here. You want to go all the way back across the country? And Paul George was like, I bet. So to disagree with you with that part, but to agree with you is like, hold on. To agree with the part you're talking about, Mase, is to be like, we got to get one of these niggas. And it's cheaper to get James Harden just to secure him in. Now, they're still willing to give Paul George this extension, but now that they see other teams are going to come with the 4-year deal that he wants, they fucked up. So it's just been a fucking disarray over there. And they had to get rid of that racist-ass owner that was over there with the Clippers. But since Steve Ballmer been over here, it's just been a fucking mess, man. They haven't got shit done. It's been a fucking mess. They building stadiums, changing logos, bringing players in. They hurt half the season. You bring Russell Westbrook in. You bring him off the bench. James Harden comes in chubby paws from – it's just been a fucking mess with the Clippers, man. And they can't get it right, and they never been getting it right. And it's kind of – and I got to look at their last championship, but I'm going to say the Knicks are better. I'm talking about as far as bad luck. If you're talking about as far as bad luck. Because the Knicks look good this year, but Spike Lee's still going to be sending them seats, and until he gets out them seats, it's just not going to happen. They got a championship contending team, but you know who's in the building. And I don't know the black cat for the Clippers, but they got one in there. I don't know if it's Billy Crystal or whoever the fuck is over there. But they got a bad black cat in that fucking building. It's been a fucking mess over there. So, congratulations to James Harden. The Clippers, y'all fucked up playing the game of chicken with Paul George. I know we still have to wait and see what he wants, what he's going to do. But it basically looks like he told you, I'm not Kawhi. My name is Paul George, and I don't want a 3-year deal. I said I want a 4-year deal. And we'll wait to see what happens.
So does he want a deal of 4 years for 212, or what's the number for 400 that he's asking for?
For the 4 years, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but he wants a 4-year max deal. Now, you know when you stay with your team, you could get more money, but you still could get a max with another team as well. I don't know the particulars, and I don't want to say the wrong thing off the top of my head. But obviously, it'll be more than 153 if he's going to do 4 years. And I don't want to say and tell you the exact number on what he wants. But he basically, to me, told niggas, I don't care what you gave Kawhi. I said, I want this amount, nigga, and this many years. I'm not fucking a Siamese twin. I know we came in here together, but obviously, it don't look like we're going to leave together.
And that's what he's basically doing. If he gets more, then it ends up being his team. So he's basically saying, last year I was playing, he was kind of hurt. It's my team, or I go somewhere else, because that's what the more money and the more years is equating to. It's a silent way to say it's my team. So I get that.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, what I really truly believe is this, that he feels that he's more reliable than Kawhi. Whether he's a better player when Kawhi is healthy or not, that's not the issue. The issue is that Kawhi is never healthy. Never healthy. Not only that, Kawhi's going to the Olympics this summer. I wouldn't let the nigga near the Olympics if I'm the Clippers. Yo, we just gave you all this money, his potential. You always hurt and you going to the Olympics, nigga? Nigga, what the fuck you doing now? Come on, I know we trying to bring the goal home and all that, but 153 M's and you always hurt? That's problematic. And Paul George is probably taking all that into consideration.
Yeah, you know how niggas show up one place and then try to say they was sick for work? Nigga be partying every night, and then when it's time to work, he's like, yo, my back, pause, I had the migraine. It's like, no, you traveled across the country to out of the country to go and play in Paris or wherever it is, and then you acting like when it's time to play for who really pays you, that you need to kind of take it slow. And that's not gonna work. And that's probably why Paul is saying, I need the 4 years. Because you're not going to treat me like a person who ain't really coming to play. And I don't want to be the person to put that out there, but it's out there now. So we might as well deal with it. And that's what Paul is saying. He can't say it, so I'm going to say it for him.
Got you. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss more NBA free agency. We'll be right back.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, is there...
I was selling crack on a private jet up in the...
I didn't get the shout out to Dipset Couture. Make sure you go online to dipsetcouture.us to order some shirts and everything else. But
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower.
Jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white figures. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah, I don't like niggas. What's wrong with me? I'm alright, nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
welcome the fuck back to It Is What It Is. Now let's get back into our underdog fantasy picks for today. The Dallas Wings are playing the Seattle Storm in the WNBA. Murder, Skylar Diggins, 14 points. Higher or lower?
I'm going to go higher since that's your boo.
My baby. You know what's crazy, man? I didn't even know she was married with kids, man. I was fucked up behind that,
Oh,
man.
she is?
Yeah,
My
man. My bad too, man. And you ain't even do nothing wrong. I'm ready to pay her fines and all that shit. I'm my bad. People been atting me at all the single WNBA players that look good. I ain't know some joints, man. I keep saying I'm gonna come back on my list. Been a little busy the last few days, but I see some newness. I see some, like you say, what you said, Sin, the new hotness. I see some new hotness. I'm going to go higher too because I'm a Skylar fan. Jewel Lloyd, 5.5 first quarter points. Higher or lower, Mase?
It's supposed to be you this time. Pause, killer.
I know, but I'm the host today. I'm actually the host just as well as an analyst. I'm trying to wear two hats at once.
Right,
but if you want me to go first, I'll change. Yo, okay, bet. I'm trying to be two niggas. I bet. 5.5 first quarter points. I'm going to go higher. And lastly, Natasha Howard at 22 points and rebounds. Mase, higher or lower?
Higher. I'm going higher.
I'm going to go lower. Make sure you guys download the Underdog Fantasy app and subscribe to the show. Now, Caldwell Pope will be leaving the Denver Nuggets and joining the Orlando Magic for a 3-year deal for $66 million. Third year, he can opt out of his contract. Mase, what do you think about this? He passed up on a $15.3 million opt-in and decided to go with the Magic for $66 million for 3 years.
The boy got two. He got two championships. He's not playing for championships no more. He got to get his cash. That makes common sense. Didn't he win one? He won the bubble chip down there in Orlando in COVID. Then he came with the Lakers. Then he comes back and get a championship with the Denver Nuggets. So now, when it comes time to renegotiate, he gotta go get all the money he can get. He's not playing for championships no more. He got championships with two separate teams, so his legacy in the win department is secured. He gotta go and secure the financial side of his legacy, and that's what he's doing. And Miami is gonna be a beautiful place to live. I mean, you live down there, Killer, so you're gonna be living down there with a few millions as a championship, and this is a place that'll respect him when you come with that kind of knowledge that you was on two championships team. This is exactly what they need. And this is part of the reason probably why they don't feel like they need Klay Thompson anymore. If you put Klay Thompson on the other wing, then I mean they probably have too many shooters, but right now one of them would have to play the three, and I don't see that. So right now he's the best fit for them. And he came at a price that they're willing to pay. And not Miami, but Orlando has definitely expressed that they're not giving anybody long-term contracts other than 3 years. So they're trying to protect their cap for something that they see. And I thought that was really interesting to see even on the off season. But so this is a great move for him. He's getting the money he wants. He's going to be in a warm climate. And he has a potential to win. They had a potential to win. Not everything, but they have the potential to have a winning season.
I'm glad you cleared that up because you said Miami twice, and this is the shit I was talking about, making sure you ain't all your shit is together when I'm making sure that my man is all right. I care, man. I just want to know you're Floridian, so for you to make that kind of mistake.
Killer, I'm so sharp as is. I'm impeccable, Killer. My brain could never be going left. My brain thinks faster than two humans. You put me on any test, I'll pass that test further than any
what
person.
What humans are you talking about? George the Animal Steel and who else?
I'm talking about Einstein, nigga. Borderline genius.
Einstein and who else, murder?
Einstein, Seinfeld, nigga, whoever you think is super.
That's a good combo, man. Einstein and Seinfeld's a really good combo, man. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. I use a Floridian. I'm just making sure you had your regions together because we had a whole debate last week about South Florida and the state of Florida. But I'm going to let you go with Seinfeld and Einstein. I like that. Look, I had this whole argument. I had this whole argument with Sin before I came here. Of course I argued with Sin about this. The nigga got 2 rings. He need the bag, man. If they not giving him the bag, he's trying to get the paper. And don't get me wrong, Orlando is not a terrible team. Look, they're 1 game away from well, not where they made it, but they're two pardon me, from the Eastern Conference. They're one bracket away from the Eastern Conference Finals. They're not a bad team. So Caldwell Pope's give them experience, not just regular experience, championship experience, not just championship experience, playing with the Joker, playing with Jamal Murray, playing with LeBron James, playing with Anthony Davis. He's played with superstars, and he can bring that to Orlando. And like I said, to Sin, nigga, this is why me and Murder sometimes be on the same thing. Sometimes. He got the rings, man. Let that man get his money. He wants his money.
What does Sin want him to stay in
Sin always talk, Sin talk about niggas always breaking up a good thing, this, that, and third. I don't know why niggas lose the fire for the money. He got the championships. I was talking to Sin, but I argued on the whole drive here with this nigga because he said LeBron's a billionaire and he should give up the 20, 25, 26, 27 million to get Klay Thompson. I said, I'm not giving up half for Klay. That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up half. Secondly, you get 25 million from the Lakers, that becomes 9 million just about when you live in the city of LA. I'm not doing it. He a billionaire, Cam. Why, you want to win, right? You got his son some extra change. Listen, leave me alone, son. I'm not doing it. that's
now
what,
he throwing his son
he
in
threw
there.
his son in there, all type of shit. I ain't fucking with that nigga, man. He pissed me off with that shit, counting another man's pockets. And then when you live in the city of Los Angeles, whatever you making, you're not making. I've done shows in Los Angeles. Well, let's say, let's use a round number. I don't want y'all in my business. Let's just say 150,000. When I get the check, it's fucking 89,000. I said, what the fuck is going on? Because they'll take all your shit out, performance fee, work fee, state fee, fee. Then you sit there and say, what the fuck? I ain't moving there. Listen, don't get me wrong, it's mad opportunity there and mad other shit. I don't want to play for no team in California. Y'all niggas is taxing niggas, man. They taxing niggas. And Sin don't understand that. Tried to explain to him the championships you just talked about, Murder. I tried to explain that you get his tax bracket. Now, not only does he go to Orlando and have the potential to make $66 million if he doesn't opt out.
No state tax.
The taxes is lovely. He gonna get all that. You getting all that. You getting all that. That nigga ain't stupid. He know what he doing. So shout out to Caldwell Pope. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm really disappointed that he's leaving because I did like him on Denver. But I dig it. I dig it, my nigga. You got to get yours. What I will say is this. This is two players, key pieces of their championship team that are now gone. Lost Bruce Brown last year, now Caldwell Pope. What I'll say is this. I know you had to keep the joke. I know you had to re-sign Murray for the $209 million. We didn't talk about that. I'll just let y'all know that the Denver Nuggets have re-signed Jamal Murray for $209 million. And I know you had to keep those pieces, but listen, Bruce Brown and Pope were really, really key pieces when y'all won that championship. If you got to go into the luxury tax, if I'm that owner, that's what I'm going to do because that's what won you the championship. And maybe not having Bruce Brown last year cost you a championship. We don't know, and we won't find out. But shit like that, that's how it goes. Moving on, unless you have something else to say.
No, just something you said about all that. You get all that. You get all that. What do you mean by that?
As far as when I'm talking about him.
Yeah, you said when he's in Florida, he get all that. He get all that. He get all that. What did you mean by that?
I meant basically he's going to keep a lot of the money that he makes. Are you trying to be funny? I'm just asking. I'm just asking because you still have some explaining to do. Because you still have some explaining to do if you're trying to be funny. I'm just asking. If you try, this is not the episode to play games, Murder. This is not the episode to play any type of games. I will wait till another episode to play games because you have some explaining to do, Lucy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to follow what you're saying so we can move on to the
all right. Well, when I say he gets all of. All right, when I say he gets all of that, I was over-exaggerating, but he's going to keep a majority of his money when he plays in Florida because the taxes in that state are very low. That's what I was referring to. Cool. And lastly, I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
Okay. And lastly, before we wrap up, I always say his name wrong. Dejounte. What's how you say that nigga name, Murder? The Javante nigga.
Dejounte. I don't know.
Yeah, Dejounte.
I call him Murray.
Yeah, the D Murray pause. That nigga, homie from Seattle, Jingles people and all that. He has left the Atlanta Hawks via trade. 2 draft picks and 3 players from the Pelicans, one of them being Larry Nance. And he's going to the Pelicans for 2 draft picks and, like I said, 3 players. What do you think this means for the Pelicans, and where does that leave Atlanta? We'll start with the Pelicans, Mase.
This makes the Pelicans tough, like for real, for real. When you look at this team now, with them having Murray on one wing, and I'm not sure if they play McCollum at the point or the two, or however they're going to play it, or three guards. This is a tough team offensively. They have too much power on the wing. Like if you thinking about Zion, I mean, even if you put him around the perimeter without posting Zion up, just all the way around the perimeter, the entire perimeter, you got Ingram if he's healthy. Then you got Zion, you got Murray. This is a lot of points that they could put up with McCollum. And now you got two slashers, pause, that can get to the basket at will along with Zion. So this makes them really like a team you don't want to see. And I believe this is what we saw in the West. Everybody's getting better. So I think this was a move they had to make. If they could get some agile like big man to really produce, they'll really be a tough team and a sleeper team when it comes to everybody in the West. I think they could beat anybody any given day, but I'm not saying they're going to the championship or anything like that. But this is definitely an upgrade for them.
Yeah, I totally agree. My thing with New Orleans, even before Murray got there, is being healthy and being available. Ingram was hurt last year. Zion is always hurt. We actually watched Zion leave the floor the last time we see him play, going at LeBron James, kind of giving LeBron James the business to get in the play-in. And you're totally right, Mase. This makes them a dangerous team. But I think since Zion and Ingram been there, even with the addition of C.J. McCullough, they've been dangerous. It's just the availability. They have not been available. And Zion, the main one, has not been available. Because when Zion's available and healthy, he's a freak of nature, pause. It's nobody that could really guard him because of his strength. And we kind of seen that, like I said, not to allude to it twice in one segment, but the way he was going at LeBron last game, I'm not sure if he had 35, 40. It was crazy. And then he got hurt and he couldn't play again for the play-in. Mason made a great point. They could be anybody ever given any given night. Not only that, I think they'll be great in 7-game series in the playoffs, but it all depends on Zion, Ingram, and the health of everybody else. So we'll see what happens, but I think when everybody's healthy, New Orleans is really, really dangerous. Mase, where does this leave the Atlanta Hawks, in your opinion?
They said that the Atlanta Hawks have just selected somebody, but I think even in the draft, they took the wrong pick. The number 2 pick is the player I think they should have picked, and it would have went better with Young as the point guard, because if you look at a screen roll play, you look at just the way that Trae Young like to play. If he got a big that comes out, pause, and he could run around him and shoot threes off the pick, that would have been better. But I think right now they set themselves back, even though it looks like they're getting a lot of things from it. It looked like they're gathering all these pieces, pause, to make another move. So if this is their means to something else, then I understand that. But if they're trying to play from here, they can't beat anybody with the team they have right now. No, they won't beat the Knicks. They won't beat the Sixers. They won't beat Miami. They definitely won't beat Boston. So, and they won't beat Milwaukee. So I'm not sure what this is a matter of. And I know they got Grant Hill down there. Maybe he got something up his sleeve or something they're going to work out long term that this is going to work for. Maybe they're just trying to clear a lot of cap space. But I think it would have been better if they would have picked Alex first. That would have made this team that much better overnight. And now, who knows? This guy that they picked number 1 could be like Porzingis or something like that. Well, he's gonna have to prove that to me, because I'm not sure. I don't know his history. He could be that nice, but I'm saying it doesn't look like Atlanta is going in the right direction.
Me personally, I think they're going to give this another half a season with Trae Young and then see what they could get for him. This project been going on with Trae Young for about 5 years. They had a 6 year. I'm not sure exactly how long you've been on that, but it's at least 5 years. And they had a window where they were right there. And it came and went, and now they're not right there. We'll see if Trae could play with this new guy that they drafted. I think if not before before the trade deadline in February comes, they trade Trae Young and see what they could get for him and start fresh with the new guy that they got. But the Trae Young era, to me personally, has a half a season left to see if they could get it done. If not, I think they're going to blow the team up and start fresh and see what could happen from there, because obviously the window is closed if they don't get this done in the next half a season. So shout out to Grant Hill. You know that's my guy. I fuck with you, but let's figure it out. If you got some information, you're more than welcome. Come on the show. Matter of fact, I'm going to hit Grant Hill up. That's my nigga. Grant Hill make beats too, Murder. His beats is type hot. So we be talking about rap and shit, but I'm going to hit you about some basketball and see what direction you guys are going in. But to me, you blow it up if this doesn't get done by the trade deadline.
Yeah, Trae Young is one of the guys who got some of the best Adidas sneakers. He got some fire sneakers right there with Ant-Man. But other than that, they got to start winning. I remember when they did advance in the playoffs, it was because they was playing the other guy that was on their team.
Well, they gotta be the shoes. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You got some fire. What are you talking? This is what I'm talking about, Murdo. You all right?
No, he had some hot pink sneakers that I wore with the pink Dipset shorts. It was fire.
I was wondering what that got to do with the trade. It's gonna make him play better, the sneakers?
Yeah, maybe if he wears pink sneakers. I was trying to throw you the lob, you know?
I don't fuck
He's
with
running with your pink, so I thought that's when he was playing good, you know? I was just making a correlation. Pink horsepower, yeah.
Well, listen, man. Thank you for joining the show, as always, Murder. Before we go, do you want to clear this up? Accountability, you told me. You want to clear this up before I go? Yo, thank you everybody for joining the show. We'll see you tomorrow, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.